You are one decision away from a completely different life. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever met someone who just wins no matter what life throws at them? They rise when others fall. They push when others quit. They're not lucky. They're not born special. They've simply mastered the psychology of high achievement. You see, success isn't about talent. It's not about IQ. It's about emotional mastery, about wiring your brain to respond with power, clarity, and action, even when everything seems to scream give up. High achievers don't wait for motivation, they create it. They don't run from fear, they use it as fuel. Most people operate from fear, fear of failing, fear of being judged, fear of not being enough. But high achievers, they operate from vision. They see the outcome in their mind and step into it before it becomes real. Because success is 80% psychology and 20% mechanics. You can have the best strategy in the world, but if your mind isn't right, you'll sabotage everything. High achievers ask themselves better questions. What's great about this problem? How can I grow from this? Who do I need to become to overcome this? And they condition that mindset daily. It's not magic. It's not a gift. It's a decision made every single day. If you want to join the 1%, you must stop living like the 99%. You must take control of your focus, your energy, your beliefs, because the strongest force in the human personality is the need to remain consistent with how we see ourselves. Change your identity, and you change your destiny. Most people don't realize this, but every decision you make is based on one thing, your emotional state. You can have the best idea in the world, the best plan, even the best opportunities lined up. But if your mind is flooded with doubt, fear, frustration, or hesitation, you will not act, or worse, you'll act small, you'll play safe, you'll stay stuck. High achievers understand something that 99% of people don't. Your emotions are not random. They are patterns, habits, programs you can rewire. They don't wake up every day feeling good. They don't wait to be in the mood to perform. They decide their emotional state. They train themselves to feel powerful, to feel focused, to feel hungry, and they do it before they take action. Because if you're in a lousy state, anxiety, stress, overwhelm, you will make weak choices. But if you're in a peak state, driven, certain, energized, you will make bold moves. And bold moves change lives. This is why I say, motion creates emotion. Try slouching your body, looking down, breathing shallow, and tell me you feel confident. You can't. But if you stand tall, breathe deep, speak with intensity, you start to feel differently. That's not accidental. That's physiology, and you control it. High achievers build daily rituals to command their state. They prime their morning with gratitude, movement, power words, cold showers, deep breathing, and visualization. Why? Because they know if they can own their state, they can own their decisions. Think about it. How different would your day be if you entered every room with certainty instead of self-doubt, if you approached every challenge with energy instead of exhaustion? That's not a luxury, that's a skill, and it's one you can develop. So next time you feel stuck, don't try to think your way out. Move, shift, breathe, change your body, your language, your focus, and watch how fast your power comes back. Because in life, it's not what you can do that matters, it's what you do in the moment that counts, and that moment is controlled by the state you're in. Master that, and you'll master everything. Here's the cold truth. Motivation is garbage. It's fleeting. It's emotional. It's unreliable. If you wait to feel motivated, you'll lose to someone who acts while feeling nothing at all. High achievers don't wake up excited every day. They don't bounce out of bed like they're in some fairy tale. They wake up with purpose, with clarity, with a decision already made. I don't care how I feel. I show up because I said I would. That's the power of commitment. You see, the average person is addicted to how they feel. They'll say, I'm not in the mood to work out. I don't feel inspired to create. I'll start when I feel ready. That mindset will keep you broke, unfit, unfulfilled, because you're letting temporary feelings decide your long-term destiny. But high achievers, they operate on a higher standard. They are pulled by vision, not pushed by emotion. They've decided who they are, and once you make a real decision, one where you cut off all other possibilities, you don't negotiate with your feelings anymore. You want to know the secret to elite performance? It's clarity of purpose plus commitment to action, regardless of the mood you're in. Clarity means you know exactly what you want, not some vague idea like I want to be successful. No. You want $10 million by age 35. You want to run a company that changes lives. You want six-pack abs and energy that lights up a room. That's clarity. And commitment means, I will do it whether I feel like it or not. Because when the why is strong enough, the how shows up, the motivation shows up, the resources show up, you become resourceful. So the next time you catch yourself saying, I'm just not motivated, stop. Flip the script, say, I'm committed, I'll act now, and let motivation catch up. That's what high achievers do. They don't wait for inspiration. They act, and inspiration finds them in motion. So if you're tired of starting and stopping, doubting and delaying, get clear on what you want. Commit like your life depends on it, and move forward even when it hurts. Because champions aren't made by motivation. They're made by discipline in the dark, when no one's watching. Here's something most people never realize. The quality of your life is directly tied to the quality of the questions you ask. High achievers don't experience fewer problems than you. They're not living on some magic island where everything goes right. They just respond differently when life hits them in the face. While most people ask, why is this happening to me? Or what if I fail? High achievers ask, what can I learn from this? How can I grow because of this? What's great about this that I haven't noticed yet? It's not about denying the problem. It's about changing the meaning of the problem. Because listen, whatever you focus on, you feel. If you focus on pain, you feel more pain. If you focus on possibilities, you open doors. The difference isn't luck, it's mindset. And that mindset is built through intentional questioning. Let me give you a truth bomb. Your brain is a search engine. Ask it a lousy question, it gives you a lousy answer. Ask it a powerful question, it'll dig until it finds an empowering response. You ask, why am I such a failure? Your brain says, because you never finish anything. You ask, how can I turn this setback into a setup for my comeback? Your brain says, try again. Call this person. Take that course. See the shift. The best leaders, the top athletes, the greatest innovators, they train their brain to respond to pressure with possibility. Because they know life isn't about what happens. It's about how you interpret what happens. Every problem carries within it a gift, a seed, a lesson, and high achievers look for that gift like their life depends on it, because it does. So the next time you hit a wall, don't shrink, don't complain, ask a better question. Ask, what's the opportunity hidden inside this challenge? Who can I become because of this? What's my next powerful move? The moment you change the question, you change your focus. Change your focus and you change your life. That's how high achievers rise, not by avoiding problems, but by turning them into power. Most people treat their mind like a radio on scan, random stations, random songs, random static, then wonder why their thoughts feel chaotic. High achievers treat their mind like a world-class orchestra. Every instrument tuned, every note rehearsed, every cue precise. That level of mastery isn't accidental. It's engineered through daily rituals and ruthless repetition. Think of your brain as fertile soil. Whatever you plant, gratitude or grievance, vision or worry, will grow with compound interest. If you don't seed it deliberately, the weeds of doubt and distraction take over. So champions schedule mental conditioning the way others schedule coffee breaks. They prime their state before the world can hijack it. First thing every morning they move their body, because motion floods the nervous system with energy and momentum. They stack gratitude, 3 specific moments they feel blessed by, never vague cliches. They breathe with intention, 30 power breaths that flush out yesterday's stress. They shout incantations, statements of identity spoken with conviction until the words feel carved into their nervous system. I am unstoppable. I am resourceful. I create the future. It may look crazy to outsiders, but that craziness is simply the cost of extraordinary results. Next, they feed their thoughts with high-grade fuel, 10 pages of a biography that stretches their standards, a podcast that challenges their assumptions, a visualization of the exact outcome they are committed to creating. They review written goals, because what gets written gets imprinted. They rehearse the day in advance, tough conversation, already won it. Critical presentation, already nailed it. The brain can't distinguish vivid rehearsal from reality, so when the moment arrives, confidence shows up fully armed and ready. At night, they run a victory audit. What did I do today that moved the mission? What did I learn? How will I upgrade tomorrow? Small course corrections prevent massive drift, and they bookend the day with stillness, meditation, or prayer, squeezing the mental sponge before sleep so the subconscious can integrate rather than ruminate. None of this is glamorous, it's repetition, but repetition is the mother of skill. The gym doesn't sculpt you in one workout, and a single motivational video won't rewire a lifetime of conditioning. Daily rituals, performed with emotional intensity, etch new neural grooves until excellence becomes automatic. So ask yourself, do your rituals reinforce the future you crave or the past you fear? Change the ritual, repeat with passion, and the identity of a high achiever will begin living through you. Most people wander through life like a ship without a rudder. They wake up, check their phone, react to messages, and let the world dictate their direction. High achievers don't live that way. They are pulled, not pushed, by a powerful vision so vivid it becomes a magnet for their focus, energy, and action. Let me be clear, vision is not a wish. It's not some vague hope like I want to be rich or I want to be happy. A real vision is specific. It's emotional, it's detailed. You don't just see it, you feel it. You live inside it before it even exists. When you talk to high achievers, their eyes light up with certainty. They can describe their future with clarity. This is the company I'm building. This is the kind of partner I'm attracting. This is the level of energy and health I command. That clarity is power, because when the picture in your mind is sharp, your actions start aligning automatically. Think about this. When was the last time you got up early, pushed through resistance, or took a bold risk just because you felt like it? Rarely. But when you're emotionally connected to something bigger, a mission, a dream, a purpose, you'll do what others refuse to do. High achievers don't need discipline to push them. Their vision pulls them, even on hard days, even when motivation is gone. They know exactly why they're doing what they do, and that why fuels every move they make. The mistake most people make, they get lost in the how. They say, but I don't know how to get there. Listen, clarity on the destination comes first. The strategy comes second. Your brain, your creativity, your resourcefulness, they activate after the vision is clear. Not before. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a compelling future, because when your future is more exciting than your present, you will rise. You'll learn what you need. You'll fight for what matters. You'll stop tolerating excuses and start demanding more from yourself. So what's your vision? Not someday, not maybe, right now. Get specific. Make it real, write it, speak it, feel it, and then chase it like your life depends on it. Because the quality of your life does. Here's the breakthrough no one talks about. You don't get what you want. You get what you believe you are. Most people are trying to change their habits, fix their discipline, or chase new results. But they're dragging around an old identity. They say, I want to be successful. But deep down they still see themselves as someone who quits. They say, I want to be wealthy. But their self-image screams, I've always been broke. You can't outperform your identity. Ever. High achievers know this. That's why they don't just set goals. They upgrade who they are, because your identity is the thermostat of your life. You can hustle and grind all you want, but if your internal setting is 70 degrees and you start creating 90-degree results, your unconscious mind will find a way to sabotage it right back down. Missed calls, self-doubt, procrastination, boom, you're back to where your identity says you belong. So what do high achievers do? They raise the internal thermostat. They speak differently. I am a closer. I am a finisher. I am a leader. I am the kind of person who follows through. They act like the version of themselves that already has what they want. They ask, if I were already the person who achieved this goal, how would I think? What would I say no to? What standards would I hold? This isn't faking it. This is conditioning it. Because when you consistently act as that higher version of yourself, your nervous system catches up. You start to believe it. You start to live it. And your results shift fast. High achievers rewrite their story. They no longer say, I've always been shy, or I'm just not good with money. They erase that script. They install a new one, because your identity drives your decisions, and your decisions shape your destiny. So stop chasing goals with the same broken self-image. Start becoming the person who naturally produces the outcome. You don't need willpower. You need alignment. When who you are matches what you want, success becomes inevitable. Change your identity, and you'll change everything.